Hello! The first personality I would like to introduce is Mr. Muddy Waters, who is known as the father of modern Chicago blues and is known for his Delta blues style. The following information comes from the article The Untold Truth of Muddy Waters, written by William J. Wright on May 10, 2021 on grunge.com. His very early years are a mystery. In interviews, he was not very forthcoming with the details. Born in 1913 under his birth name McKinley Morganfield, his father was a mule skinner and his mother passed away shortly after giving birth to him. He grew up in the care of his grandmother on a cottonwood plantation. They barely scraped by, they were very poor. He was introduced to music through the worship services at church, and he discovered the power of rhythm and melody. He then made music any way he could, playing on a variety of makeshift acoustic instruments. When he discovered the harmonica, though, his grandmother told him that he was playing the devil's music, and did not deter him from music in the least, though. Muddy Waters had hits like I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man and Rollin' Stone. This made him an iconic Chicago blues man. He is said to have electrified the blues, creating a Chicago blues style that fused acoustic and electric. He is known and recognized as the founding fathers of rock and roll. Buddy Holly was born. Second, I would like to talk about Buddy Holly. He was born Charles Holly in Lubbock, Texas on September 7, 1938. According to the Buddy Holly biography that was published on September 13, 2022 on biography.com, he was the fourth born child during the Great Depression, and the family lived in poverty. But despite their financial status, there was one thing that kept the family together and bonded: music. He had a natural talent, winning his first singing competition at only 5 years old. During his teenage years, he continued his music as well as getting into trouble and rebelling with his older brother. Despite having a Baptist upbringing, he rebelled all the way. He drank and smoked and partied and broke the law and got with girls. His breakthrough hit, That'll Be the Day, debuted in 1957, and the hits kept coming. His hits were songs like Everyday, True Love Ways, It Doesn't Matter Anymore, and so many more. Muddy Waters' new style of electrifying the blues has inspired many of the great artists that we know and love today. The White Stripes, the Black Keys, Eric Clapton, Elvis Presley, just to name a few, are some of the people that he influenced. Buddy Holly produced music and had musical influences such as rhythm and blues, rockabilly, country, and western. He made music that was edgy with a message of love, lust, and heartbreak. He was the crush of teenagers all over the world, culturally impacting many around the country. His implementation of music style was great influence on the Beatles, who knew every single Buddy Holly song forward and backwards. That wasn't the only band he influenced. He also influenced Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, and Elton John. Muddy Waters was described as direct and to the point. He was deep and dignified, down to earth, and he was loved by his family, friends, and fans. He loved to party, though. He indulged himself in champagne, reefer, and women. He knew what he wanted to do and he went after it. He sold a horse to buy his first guitars and even sold moonshine to get by while he was still finding his footing. He played despite his grandmother's disapproval and did whatever he could to get by. Buddy Holly also had a natural gift. From the young age, the gift was music. Despite his religious upbringing and disapproving community members, he went after his dream, making music despite what anyone thought of it. He was said to be a good-natured, respectful, yet goofy and stubborn as hell type of person. He also liked to party. Muddy Waters had a passion for music, and that passion drove him to play with no guarantee that he would ever make a living out of it. He didn't do it to make a living. The living came as a bonus. He did it because something in his soul told him he needed to. And that is exactly the same thing Buddy Holly felt. He had a passion and a natural talent that very few possess, and he went after his calling. Both men grew up in religious backgrounds and had to deal with disapproval of others, but that didn't stop them. Both men influenced many of the great bands and artists that we know today, and without them, we might not have the music that we have today. This is my comparison, and thank you.